Hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, so welcome. Yes. I actually I had to put you guys back on hold. I forgot to grab something here real quick. So we'll start off the stream here in just a moment. Actually, I meant to start at 3. I'm actually thought I would start early, but now I'm thinking there's something I forgot to do. So let me go ahead, put you guys on hold here just for a minute. Just hang out for a moment, and then we'll get to the build here in just a second. We'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get underway. Just a second here. Sorry about the delay, but let's go ahead and get into it. You can hear me, see me, and smell me. Okay, can you? Let me go ahead and check in with the comments too. Geek Eric, happy Friday. Happy Friday indeed. Dylan said, does anybody have any new info regarding the upcoming Stein narrative Ver.Ka? What are you looking to know, Dylan? I mean, we pretty much know everything there is to know about the kit itself. I don't know offhand what the release date is for it. Pretty soon, I would imagine. Next month. I feel like probably June, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, Bandai actually put out some new images, and they also had one on display that had like the new parts kind of like expanded out. They had like a custom build basically on display to have the parts expanding. You can't actually do that with the kit, but just in order to show the new parts like in the chest and on the arms, the sleeves parts, they're actually separated parts, sort of like the real grade Shinanju. They're going to be like that on the new version of this time. Otherwise, not really too much else different about it. It comes with the B-Maxes, which the previous versions didn't have, but those are just from the MG Shinanju, so nothing really too new, just new to that particular kit. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know the release date offhand, but Anyway, David said, I think pre-orders are incoming. Mine should be shipping out next week if you're talking about this kit. Let's see. Does anyone know? Does this mean pre-orders for MG Narrative are shipping out soon? Adrian, depends on where you ordered from. I know at least for here, for us at USA Gundam Store, we haven't got our notification that the kits shipped to us here from Bandai yet, so it's still probably a little bit out. And I would imagine the same would be true for the rest of any like major US retailer, because once Bandai has them shipped out to everybody, we would know. And so unless there's a shop here in the US that gets them from some other source directly in Japan, not from Bandai US, they might have them already. And I think I heard that Canada has them already too, which is odd. But here in the US, not yet. And let's see. A stream is a great way to kick off a long weekend. Well, I don't know. Is it a long weekend? Is Monday Memorial Day or something? I don't know of that. I'm about to check my calendar. I didn't know about that. But yeah, it might be. Okay, hang on just a second. Let's see. Calendar. May just be a long weekend for Steven, and maybe not for the rest of us. No. The 27th is Memorial Day. Next weekend's a long weekend. Actually, in the next weekend is also the Plastic Model Weekender event. I'll be joining that on Friday, next Friday. So let's see, what's my time slot? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. next Friday, I'll be doing that. Just want to say some hellos. It's been a week, Sapita Banca said. Glad we got the stream to end it. Yeah, I was planning on streaming this actually, like originally Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I had the kit ready to live stream build yesterday, and then I thought, I like streaming on Friday afternoon. It's a nice day to kind of end the week, a nice stream time to end the week, so I postponed it till today. Let's see. Ruben said, I missed the stream from this morning. You can go back and check it out. We had a pretty good time this morning, Adam and I, on the USA Gundam TV channel stream. William, who's here in the chat, I saw William's here. He won the giveaway from that for the third time. I think he's the only person that's won more than once, and now he's won 3 times. So a very lucky fellow. I don't think we've had anyone else that's won more than once. No, I don't think so. But yeah, it was kind of crazy when he won the second time. And yeah, and so his chances, I mean, the chances depend on the week. I mean, usually the amount of comments on like that we have to choose from, assuming that you comment on all 3 platforms. So first, if you guys have never watched that, or if you don't know, so we choose first from which platform we're going to draw the winner from, either Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. So if you're smart, you'll comment on each one, so you have, the most chance. You can only comment once, but you can comment once on each of the 3 platforms. So assuming you comment on 3 platforms, you're basically then down to, your chances are. And I think we had today, it was like 70 something. So 1 in 70, and it typically ranges from around 50 or 60 to a little over 100, depending on the kit that we're giving away. Obviously, like a more popular kit, we have more people vying for it, more comments and stuff. So around like average 1 in 75 chance to win, say, for example, if you comment on all 3 platforms. If you only comment on one, make that a third of 1 in 75. Is that how the math would work out? But yeah, so pretty crazy. And now Williams won 3 times. Amazing. He does need a crown. Rigged, Ruben said. Yeah. Hoping y'all read my G Gundam comment. Yeah, did you comment about the G Gundam, like asking on like a 1 to 10 how excited Adam is for the new G Gundam something? If that was your comment, yeah, we read that. Both of us were not aware of anything new G Gundam that was coming out. So the chat had to kind of actually inform us about that. I guess it's a new manga or something that's getting made, manga or novel. So maybe there was people in the chat kind of saying both. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but yeah. Most likely, Adam, not too excited about that, but more excited for just if we have some new kits from it. And that's kind of the same for me too. Anytime there's like any new manga or anime or anything like that, like I'm just more interested in the kits at the end of the day. And so like if the kits are going to be cool, then I'm excited about it. Usually, don't get too worked up one way or the other about a new series per se. A series, or again, a movie. Not you, Siri, stop. But yeah, always interested to see what new kits we're going to get from any particular new IP, or something interesting from an existing IP. Okay, so obviously here, as you can see, well, it may not be too obvious, but if it was not obvious, what we're building here first is the core fighter. Build the core fighter first, and then everything else. So that's where we're going to start off. And for wait a minute, I was not supposed to do that. For this live stream purposes, not going to be putting in the psychoframe parts, I don't think. It's kind of what I'm thinking for now. Just going to build it up without the psychoframe parts, because if I remember correctly, that's how it goes in the manual. And then it shows you then how to add the psychoframe parts in afterwards. So that's my plan for right now. But we'll see. If I'm feeling generous on the time, and also I think we should be good on the time. Not too worried about that. But what I am worried about, let's see, hang on. What I am worried about is, well, the time anyway. But just because I do have some editing I want to finish before the day is done. And hang on, gotta get this in here just right. This part's kind of goofy. The cockpit seat here kind of goes in there just so. It's kind of tricky to get in there like that. Okay, there we go. So once that's in, okay, I keep wanting to close up the cockpit, but not yet. We have to put this and this and this and all this stuff in here. It's quite the complex core fighter. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. This is all the parts just for the core fighter. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a really nice one, though. Usually the core fighter is like a part of the kit. On any kit that has one, obviously not every kit includes one, but on any kit that does have a core fighter, it's not usually a part of the build that's like all very exciting for me. And, more often than not, it ends up getting put inside the Gundam, and you're never going to see it again ever anyway. This one, I will say, is pretty cool looking, though. And just wondering, where's this part that I can't seem to find? It looks kind of like that, but that's not it. Let's see, that's not it. It's the F part, which is white. There we go. That's helpful. Okay. But yeah, have you started building your redacted yet? What's that? Trubes on Twitch? What's the redacted kit you're talking about? And asking if I've started building. I'm hoping they come out with a psycho frame parts in transparent clear. It's unlikely, William, I would say. Considering that they haven't even done that for any version of the Unicorn Gundam yet, I would say probably not going to happen. I mean, it's, I guess, maybe more likely now that they've kind of made this new, basically like new psycho frame parts for this. They might come out with like a psycho frame set or something, just so that you can get the new Psycho Frame parts for your Master Grade Unicorn without having to get this full kit. Maybe they might do something like that. I kind of doubt it though, just because it's Bandai. And yeah, like I said, if it's been this long and they've not come out with any sort of option set basically for the MG Unicorn, and I wouldn't expect it at this point. But yeah, I could be proven wrong. For the contest, you said you were entering this year. Oh, yeah. Have you? Oh, okay, yeah. My GBWC, I can talk about it in a live stream. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Started building. Yeah. So, not really. Haven't really worked too much more on that yet, just because I've been just working on other things. I need to though. Yeah. Need to work on that. It's been on my mind though. It's just a matter of getting down to working on that thing. But it'll be coming. To be honest, I have been very tempted to say, yeah, I'm just going to pass and just not worry about it, just because like I talked about in like the original video for that about kind of like why I don't normally enter. I think I talked about this anyway, but hang on, why is this not going on here? Why I don't normally enter is just because I don't like to, like, I like being able to work on projects, like smaller projects that I can do more rather than spending a bunch of time on one single project. Because then while I'm doing that, there's like all these other projects that are I'm just easily distracted by shiny objects of new kits. And I feel like, oh, I really want to do this with this kit. And I already have like so many works in progress here and there and everywhere. And so it's really hard to just like commit to working on a GBWC build. But I really want to. So I'm trying to, you know, stay focused, or at least just kind of focus on that. Yeah. Joshua said, nice kit. Hope your day is going well. Thank you. It is a pretty nice kit so far, I would say, except that this part kind of having a little bit of trouble with. There we go. Couldn't get that quite all the way in there, but it's supposed to click. Now I got it to click. Well, it actually still didn't click, but I got it in there all the way anyway. And speaking of projects, yeah, need to also, now that I'm done with the how to paint using spray cans video series, now I need to do the how to paint with airbrush series. So something else on the to-do list. There should be another one of these parts. Where is it? Not that one. Are these opposite? Yes, they are. Okay. Yeah, quite the complex core fighter here. That goes in there. This one, oh, these are different too. Okay, now which one's which? There's an N5 and an N1 that are slightly different. I think this one's right because that fits in there. And then this one goes here, and this one's N24. Yep, this is also different. To kind of figure out which part is right. Basically, if it fits, it's right. If it doesn't fit, then it's probably not right. So easy enough. There's our wing, one of the wings. Shiny new kits is exactly why I never finish a custom. Yeah, it's hard. Like I can finish a custom, but yeah, it definitely gets complicated when you just have kind of a lot of different things that you're trying to work on at once. And yeah, there's only so many hours in the day, and I do, like I've talked about before, I mean, I have to kind of prioritize some things when it comes down to it, because do have a job to do. I gotta review new kits, and then sometimes part of reviewing a new kit might be doing some kind of like custom build or something like that. Or some kits just take a lot longer to build. Anyway, so wait, hang on. Okay, it's like a little nub that I missed on that part there. So anyway, where are we with this one? Okay, here. I'm planning to get the Stein Ver.Ka first before the narrative. Just want that chunky boy. Hope it uses new technology. Maybe don't probably guess. Well, the only new technology I can tell you, based on what we know, and I think, like I was saying earlier, I think we pretty much know everything there is to know about the kit at this point. That the only new parts are really going to be just the new sleeves parts, which do feature some enhanced part separation. But other than that, not really. I wouldn't expect like a bunch of new parts anywhere else in the kit, really. Sorry to say. That's there, and this one here. Yeah, the new Stein, it's not going to have like new parts for the hip joint or elbow joints or anything like that. I don't think. I certainly haven't seen anything that would point to that. So align with the grooves. Oh, okay. Yeah, very interesting. I will say, not only the core fighter, but just this kit in general, it's a pretty parts heavy kit. It's a lot of stuff packed into this kit. And obviously some of it's optional, like depending on how you're going to be building the kit, whether you're going to use like the psycho frame parts or not, for example. And there's options when it comes to the psycho frame parts too. So depending on how you're going to build the kit, you're not going to use all of the parts that you have included. But yeah, it's a parts heavy kit. It's a lot here. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll certainly be pleased, I would say. Whereas Way said, I'm building full-time Giga Kelly Janet to your soothing voice right now. Thanks for being awesome. I don't know what that is. Full-time Giga Kelly Janet. No idea. You think the new Stein narrative will come with as many extra parts as the previous Stein MG? Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah. That would be my assumption. That it would certainly have some leftover parts, at the very least. Let's see. Yeah, like this here. Okay. I think I should have put that on first, but that's okay. There we go. There's that. And this one also, we need to align with the grooves. Like that. Okay. Quite the core fighter, I will say. Is the MG Shinanju narrative version still the way to go over the Shinanju Stein Ver.Ka? Also, what do you think of the bare bones looking narrative Gundam? So I'm not a fan of the like naked narrative Gundam, as it were, or just the narrative Gundam without the psycho frame parts as much. Yeah, especially, well, it's not so much like the only thing is the parts like the thigh parts and the upper arm parts that don't have any armor on them. That's like just the frame. Yeah, not a fan of that look. It just looks odd and unfinished, which I mean can be a thing, and I mean it could be interesting, but it's not for me. I prefer my Gundams to be finished, I guess would be the way we could say that. Okay. And I do kind of wish that it came with option parts. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what exactly it would look like. Parts, armor parts to cover those sections. Because I don't know if there's anything if there's any like official images anywhere that would show like what the Gundam is supposed to look like with finished armor sections on like the thighs and the upper arms. Is there any official artwork like showing that? Not that I'm aware of. If there is, then yeah, I do kind of wish that the kit would have come with that. But here's our core fighter, all done. Yeah, very nice. Okay. What's up, people? How's it going? Kinbine, how's it going? Hello, folks. Silent Eagle, hello. And David, what's going on? Hello, everyone. So we did also, I just tossed it in the box. So you do also have landing gear for the core fighter. I'll show you guys that in the video later on. But for now, we have transformation and then the torso section. So what? I don't know what that's about. So one, we're going to pull this section back and fold these wings down. Then this whole part's gonna kind of do one of these, fold in like that. Although in the picture, it's kind of a little bit more so. There we go. Anyway, the wings are gonna fold all the way down and around like that. And these should, let's see. Okay, these are gonna plug into there. There's a little kind of tab there that those will fit into. And then, not there. This part's gonna rotate. How many degrees? It doesn't say, but it looks like about 180 degrees. And then that wing folds down. Let's see, try this one here. The wing folds down, that rotates. And oh my. Let's see. So that fits into there. Wait a minute. That goes all the way around. Okay. Pardon me a moment. Getting everything all lined up here for our core fighter transformation. It's kind of really hard to see how the way that you have to fold this up, kind of like you have to fold this so that the wings, there's like a little tab in there that needs to, where they tab into place, but like you can't see it inside there where it is, so you kind of have to like just guess that it's going in the right spot. So I don't know, I guess that's probably right-ish. Okay, there we go. There we go. I got it. That feels like everything's in place now. So there we go. Now it's folded up. All right. Cool deal. Torso. Let's do it. Now, like I said, the psycho frame parts I'm not going to be using for the time being. So I think I can leave those. Oh no. Ugh. Dropped a part into the wrong section and I had to figure out which one it was. But not using the psycho frame parts, those I think I can leave to the side for the moment. But it is kind of interesting how some of the psycho frame parts from the unicorn, some of the psycho frame parts from the unicorn are not used for this. There's a handful of them. Most of them are used, and some of them are repurposed, as in like they're in like different spots from where they were on the unicorn. For example, right here, here. No wait, where is it? here, where's a good spot to show you? Anyway, on the front skirts right here, those psychoframe parts that are on the front skirts of the narrative Gundam are actually the psychoframe parts from the thigh of the Unicorn Gundam. And like these parts up here on the shoulder, those parts on the top of the shoulder are the ones from like the bottom of the shoulder from the Unicorn. So there's a couple parts here and there that are like used in different spots. Obviously the psychoframe parts for the chest are like up on the side of the chest rather than being in the front middle of the chest. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, let's do this torso. And I am going to need that knife, but first, let's see, where are we? Oh, and the parts for like on the top of the Unicorn's torso, the beam like Vulcans that pop out in destroy mode are on the underside of the torso on the narrative Gundam. So yeah, it's all very interesting. I'm going to set these psychoframe parts to the side for right now. There and there. There's a little piece that I'm looking for. Here it is. And this one. Okay. So this is going to fit into here. How good is this kit? As good as people say. I mean, it's pretty awesome so far. I mean, not having obviously built anything but the core fighter so far, just the number of parts, like I was saying before, it's a very parts heavy kit, a ton of detail and everything. So I mean, just based on that, it seems like a pretty awesome kit. If you're looking for a really nice master grade, seems like it's gonna fit the build pretty well. But it's hard to say for sure until we have everything all built up. So I always like to hold off judgment for the time being. But I think I can say with pretty good certainty that it's going to be a nice one. Let's see. Certainly going to be very unique. It seemed like when it was first kind of made known that they were going to be using like a psychoframe runner from the original Unicorn, it seemed like people were like bummed out about that, and I didn't really like understand that. It's like, okay, I mean, like if they can reuse those parts, then sure, why not? I mean, if they reused the like parts from the Unicorn and it was like to the detriment of the kit, as in like they hindered the mobility of the kit or something like that for whatever reason, then I would understand like, oh yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But so long as it's not in any way any kind of hindrance to the kit, then why not? And it was at that time, it was very premature. We like didn't even know anything about the kit yet, and people were already getting like bummed about that, which seems like now people are pretty okay with it, just because the new psychoframe parts are not only recycled, even though we do have like the reused parts from the original kit, but then we do also have new parts as well, new psychoframe parts. I'm actually thinking about and probably going to ultimately opt to use the old psychoframe parts on this kit, which are like molded in gray. So the old psychoframe parts are here just in a light gray for like an inactive form. And I'm going to use these and paint them in silver because the outer detail is pretty much the same. It's only like the new parts have added detail on the inside, so they look better as clear parts because they have more detail on the inside. But if I'm going to be painting them silver to show like the psychoframe as inactive, then it doesn't really matter what details on the inside. I might as well use the old parts, and then I can use those the new psychoframe parts with the extra detail in some other MG Unicorn kit later on. And you might be thinking, as I was, like, ooh, then I can use them in my GWC build because I am going to be using the Master Unicorn. But unfortunately for that case, for that project, I'm planning on having the MG Unicorn in Unicorn mode. So again, the psychoframe parts don't really matter. So anyway, I'll have them to be able to use with some other kit later on. Just don't know which one. Some other unicorn master grade kit at some point. Very interesting construction here for the torso. I will say, anytime it's like a transforming kit, it's always a little bit more unique construction process. That's certainly true with this one here as well. Can't quite see there. Let's see. This side up. Okay. And that's not right. That one's right like that. And this one here, L5, is right for this side. Anyway, that's the same? Yeah, okay. I guess so. And this one goes on this side. Plamo Shred, what's up? Hello. What's going on, man? Let's see. Oh, I realized after the last 2 live streams, I forgot to play any music at all. Put on any music, even though I have some here. I'm supposed to put on the background for you guys. Hoping the MG Ver.Ka new Gundam 2.0. I don't think. Yeah, I would also be surprised if we got a 2.0. If you're gonna get any Ver.Ka 2.0, it's probably gonna be the ARC 782, just because that was the original one. That's honestly, I mean, I've talked about this before. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that I was very surprised that the 20th anniversary Ver.Ka was the Zeta Gundam and not a 2.0 of the ARC 782, which I think would have been a really, if they're ever going to make a 2.0 ARC 782 Ver.Ka, that was the time to do it. I don't really know why they didn't, but I think it is going to come eventually. It's just happened to not come out at that time. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view. I was looking forward to it. I was hoping that that's what that would be the kit that we would get, but unfortunately, it was not the case. So we'll have to wait. But I think at some point we will get a 2.0 of the MG Gundam Ver.Ka, and I'll be excited. And I'm sure some of you guys will be excited too, but I'm sure there will also be plenty of people who are not so excited, but that's fine. Now, interestingly, where's that? Okay, there's this part, this part. My goodness, what a construction here for these. Very complex, very parts heavy, as I was saying before. So we're supposed to leave this like extended out. Please hold here when attaching parts. Okay. Should I leave this extended out for right now? Or, well, I don't know. This part, I think that's just, I think probably not. I guess not. Okay. It doesn't say. Let's see. If I can put this part on, then it's fine. And it seems to be fine. Okay. All right. Then for this one, obey Bandai's orders. And what the heck? All right, hang on. That. Oh, this part should not be extended yet. So this part like extends down. But we're not going to extend it just yet, or we're going to attach it onto here first. It says to hold here in like this area inside there, which is really hard to get. Anyway, so okay, then that will slide in, and this one also slides out in theory, but okay. Oh, very interesting. Okay. I don't know. The salt is so funny. People don't even build half their kits anyway. What is the salt we're talking about here? Shinju narrative Ver.Ka coming soon, right? Yes, we were talking about that earlier. I don't know the exact release date, but soonish. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Ooh, let's check that out. Thanks, Dark Light. Okay. Next up. This part. How does this go? This one goes in here like that. I'm gonna slide this in and up into there. Oh, okay. Ooh, interesting. A little door action here for that. That's gonna be again part of the how we're going to add the psychoframe parts on later. So this whole section here we need to extend out to the side, very unicorn-esque, and put this part down onto here. Onto here. And then close that, and then push it back in, or not yet. We're not doing that yet, I guess. Huh? We're going to leave that extended out for right now. Okay. And add this little teeny tiny little piece here. We've got two of these little, I need my knife. Where to put that? These little fins, kind of like we've seen on like the MG New Gundam and other MG Ver.Ka kits in particular, like the Double Zeta and Zeta New and High New, I think all had these like little fins on the front of the chest that stick out. Well, this one's got them too. Okay, this one, let's do this other side here. Nope, like that. Okay. Here and here. It's gonna go here. Yep, Kotoki loves them. Hey, I love them too. It's a cool detail, so I'm all for it. And I'm all for Kotoki including those in these kits. It's fine by me. It's a cool detail. It's kind of interesting how it's just like a detail that just like kind of became popular in custom builds, and then it just kind of is something that Bandai picked up on and started including in their kits. Now, like, not Bandai in general, this is like you say, it's Kotoki in particular that we're talking about with that detail, but there's been a number of instances of like stuff that just kind of became popular in like the Gunpla custom build world, and then like kind of Bandai adopted. So it's been cool to see when that does happen from time to time. It happens. Okay, let's see. Ooh, lest we forget this part. That's gonna go here. Do you think they design these kits on a computer completely before they make a prototype? Yeah, Geek Eric, I think so. That would be my guess. For modern kits, yeah. I think previously, like in the old days, they probably would have an actual like prototype scratch build. But yeah, if they can do it just online, if they can, not online, but if they can just do it on like a computer, like a CAD or whatever, then yeah, they probably do just use a computer, and they don't have to. It's probably a lot cheaper too, and probably ends up just being better for Bandai's production processes too. I would guess. we go. That, and we can push this all together like that. Pretty interesting, pretty great construction so far, I'll say. Impressed, I guess is the word to use. I feel like it's kind of odd to say impressed because I mean, like, I expected the kit to be good. I mean, like, Bandai just makes good kits, so it's not like it's surprising that it's good. And it's not like better than I expected, but it's good. It's great. It's a really nice build so far. So I think that I guess we could say it's living up to the expectations. Very much so. So there's our torso basically done. And then we've got these parts here, which are for, that part is for what? That's for something else. I don't know why that's here. But yes, the parts of the psycho frame for later on. I'm just going to go ahead and assemble these sections. This is the pop out, as I was talking about before. The pop out Vulcans. Whoop. Here. On the unicorn, they're on the top of the torso. On this kit, they're on the bottom of the torso. On this Gundam, on this design. Where does this little clear part go? It must be in the rifle, actually. So, okay, next is the arms. Let's do it. So here's our assembled sections over there. There is an old promotional video Bandai did about it, and they just use the CAD now. Yeah, that would be my assumption. So that makes sense. But yeah, in the old days, even the molds were made by hand, right? Or the whole, yeah. I mean, I guess originally the original old molds must have had to have been made by hand, or I guess they make them probably with resin or whatever, and then they use that to make the metal molds. I'm not necessarily sure how that works, but I know that at the very least the metal molds are refined by hand, or at least they were, like I said, back in the day. Yeah, I'm sure it's all done by machine now, at least when it comes to Bandai. But interestingly, speaking of hands being involved with the process or not, that is one thing that, if you guys have seen, I don't remember which video, but in one of my interviews or conversation videos with Lincoln, that is something that we talked about before, how he was talking about how that's what makes the Machine and Krieger kits a little bit different, because all the Machine and Krieger kits are based off of the prototypes are actually built by hand by Koyokama-san, and so they have just kind of a little bit different feel to them, just because they are actually made by hand, where like this is not something that was actually ever made by someone's hands, you know. It's all made in the computer, and it's just sort of like oh, actually we're supposed to build the head first. Kind of skip that part. We'll come back to that. We'll build the arm first and then come back to the head. But yeah, it is kind of interesting. I mean, like, it's not that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. Is that something that anyone could actually like really pick up on or something? I don't know, but it is interesting to consider anyway. But back in the day, of course, Bandai had to have people actually making everything. So, positive mold to make a negative mold used for blankets. Finally, I get to use my art degree. Yeah, there you go. Which would you guys buy first between the MG new Ver.Ka and the Shinanju OVA? Personally, I would go for the Shinanju OVA. The new Ver.Ka is actually one that I've not ever built. Interestingly enough, I'm just not super into the design. There's definitely some cool parts to it, for sure. But, yeah. Wait a second. with this one for now too, can set the Psycho Frame parts to the side. It's not going to use these at the moment. And simply rely on these parts. As someone who has built both, I would go with the new, but honestly, just pick whatever you like. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, just choose whichever one you like. I mean, and ultimately, I would tell you to just get both. But if you want to get one first and over the other, I mean, it's just kind of then. If you're planning on getting both, then it doesn't really matter so much which one you're getting first, I guess is how I would say it to you. But if you can only ever get just the one, then yeah, whichever one you like more. Both are great kits. So Blaze, what did you miss so far? We built the torso and the core fighter, which essentially is just the torso. They're going to go together. Actually, let's skip ahead a little bit in the menu so I can see, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of just kind of plugging it in. It's nothing really too complicated, but just to make sure that I'm not going to do anything incorrectly, I don't want to make sure that, yeah, it's pretty much just you lift up this part and this should just plug into here. I don't think there's anything really too magical about it, but it's not like clicking or anything, but it does seem to be solid. Should I hear that actually like click? I don't know. There's not any. Oh, well, let's see. Okay, actually I did that wrong. So we are supposed to extend out the sides of the torso first, like that. Then put this in here. Then fold that down, then close these back up, and I'm guessing then that's going to lock that into place. But yeah, still not really. What am I missing? Okay, hang on. There's nothing like that's a part of the waist that would make any difference there. I guess we'll just wait for right now, just in case, but it doesn't seem like there's anything like that I'm missing here. Yeah, it's not like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I guess it's locked into there pretty much, but not really. I don't know. All right, well, we'll just wait for right now. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. We'll come back to that. Let's see. I hope there's an MGEX Nanju. That would be cool. I think it'd be kind of cool to have that to go together like with the MGX Unicorn. I kind of doubt that Bandai's going to make it, but it would be cool. For sure. And I mean, with any MGEX, right, there needs to be like an EX point to it, right? And with that one, I think pretty obviously the EX point could basically just be making it similar to the RG, where they just make the sleeves parts as like separated pieces. That's one way to essentially make like a 2.0 of the MG Shinanju. And they can make it all cool. And basically, I mean, it would essentially just be like a 1/100 scale version of the real grade, but obviously with improved frame stability, which would be nice too. Rats. Put that part on there thinking like, I think I forgot something. So yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good option for an MGX release. But yeah, I mean, I would doubt that we're gonna get it, but I would love it if we did. So far, with only 2 MGX kits to base any predictions off of, we can pretty much just assume that any MGEX kit that's going to be coming out is probably just going to be like one of like the main like hero mobile suits, right? So like the ARC-782 or the Exia or I don't know, the Strike Gundam or something, for example. I don't know. But we need a gun cannon 2.0? Do we though? I don't know. Sure, I'm not the biggest gun cannon fan myself. The Revive kit was great, and the Origin versions are great. Anything based off of that, the numerous iterations that we got of the Origin version. Great kits overall, not built the Master Grade. But I don't know, if we got a 2.0 of the Master Grade and it ended up being kind of like more in the style of the Origin version, then I guess I could be into that. Oh, what? Hello? Huh? What's going on here? Wait, what? So this is gonna go, oh, okay. In there. And then goes like, what? Oh, okay. Got it. Now we're cooking with gas. Where's the other part? This one? Yes. Anyway, with the weekend upon us, what are you guys going to be working on? Anything cool? As you know, I don't usually work on much like Gunpla kind of stuff over the weekend, typically. Here we go. So I usually don't, get much opportunity to like build or even do any like editing or anything like that. Normally, it's usually not until the week starts. But I do have some stuff that I took home to work on. I probably won't get to work on during the weekend. It probably won't be till Monday till I get to working on it. But I took home some 30 minutes missions kits that I need to build. I've been behind. If you guys have seen the past few like Gunpla delivery videos, I'm always getting new 30 minutes missions kits and keep neglecting to actually review them. So I've been behind, but I'm gonna get caught up a little bit on some 30 minutes missions reviews. So I took home a few things to build up and I'm gonna be working on that probably on Monday. Possibly Sunday night, but probably not. Been trying to like actually cut down a little bit on kind of how much I'm working at home, like at nights. Like I said, usually not on weekends at all, but on like some weekday nights, I'll do some work, just working on just building a kit or something like that. But yeah, trying to actually kind of cut down on that a little bit more, just for two reasons. Number one, just to kind of take a little bit better care of myself, just to like actually try to just sleep a little bit more, and then also spend more time with my wife as well. But yeah, typically like if I'm not staying up working on a kit, we're usually pretty much just like going to sleep anyway. So it's not like these days, not like staying up together and like I don't know. If we do stay up and not go to bed right away, it's like watching a movie or watching something on Netflix or whatever. But yeah, recently both of us have just been kind of tired, and just calling in a night pretty quickly has been kind of the thing that's been going on lately. Now, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. What part is that? This one. So we have some fixed pose closed fists. Uh-oh. Right. This is supposed to be, I think the arms are the same, so I think it doesn't matter if it's the left side or the right side, but that was supposed to be the right side. There we go. Get on there. There we go. Oof, yeah, quite the complex build indeed. That's for the Psycho frame. And we've got our hand parts here. longer pin at the top. So the new like fully articulated hand parts are kind of like new and improved, which I'm all for. I'm happy about that. But still not really into the fully articulated hands, I will say. I'm missing a part here for the thumb. We'll have to come back to that. Unless it's snuck off somewhere. It's a part for the thumb I need to find. Anyway. Wait a minute. No, I think that's it right there. Okay. That's for that finger. How's your wife doing? I haven't been around in a while. She's doing well. So yeah, she's still doing chemotherapy. Now it's once a week chemo. Shoot. That's not right. These are not the right finger parts, I think. I think I got these parts mixed up. So I'm going to hold off on the fully articulated hands for the moment because I think I got those parts kind of mixed up. But yeah, she is doing chemo treatment once a week now, and so it's like I don't know if there's more than 2 types of chemo. There's at least 2 types, and so she did the one type, which is like a stronger one, and so you can only get it like once a week, once every 3 weeks. And so she did what was it, 4 treatments of that, and then there's a kind of weaker type of chemotherapy that you can do once a week, and that's what she's doing now, and has had 7 treatments so far of that, and there's 5 more. It's like a total 12, and then after that it's 1 month off, or just like a month, or it needs to wait a month. I think they do like testing and stuff, and then after that needs to do radiation treatment. So still a ways yet, but yeah. Just finished this a few weeks back. The hands are really nice improvement over iterations of the hands. Yes, definitely feels that way. I mean, not having finished the kit yet and actually just working on the hands now, but I do definitely get that sense that these, as you guys know, I'm not usually ever a fan of the fully articulated hands, but these ones do feel like definite improvement. If you are a fan of the fully articulated hands, these ones do seem nicer, better. So let's see. But I think it's like that. Yeah, and unfortunately I had the parts kind of mixed up, so I'm gonna have to, it's gonna take me a minute to get the hands put together. Gotta make sure I got these on the right ones. So the fingers, you would think these fingertip parts, the left side, right side, wouldn't matter, but Bandai, being as they are, did make them like specific. So you have to kind of check, make sure putting these on the right way. Just like that. And here we go. And the thumb part. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, they look the same as kind of your standard fully articulated hands, but they are definitely a little nicer. So that's cool. And I'm glad that they aren't pre-molded, because that was one of the main problems with like the pre-molded, like fully articulated hands, is that it just made them really easy to break. The thing is, though, if you look here, you don't have ball joints for each of the fingers. So the second, third, and fourth finger are molded together, and you can't separate them. You could separate one of them, but you couldn't separate all of them. So like if you really wanted to do like the middle finger pose, you can do that. You can cut and separate the middle finger off from the third and fourth, but then it'd be kind of a little bit weird. But anyway, okay. You shouldn't have issues holding weapons with the new hands. Yeah. They did also improve. I noticed that they have a new part for like the little tab that folds out in the hand too. Where is it? Like that. The little fold out tab that plugs into the weapon is a little bit different and does seem to be a little bit more substantial. Also, not even only that, but there's like kind of a new, I noticed this and I obviously haven't put this section together yet, so we'll have to see once I get there. But there's a new like construction to the actual handle of the weapon too, that has like a different part in it that like will fit into the hand differently. It looked very interesting. So we might have to, after getting this arm put together, we'll maybe skip to the weapons because I'm curious to see about that. We'll get there here in a moment. And just get this hand put together. And we'll check it out. But yeah, these hold on to the weapons, no problem. It's really nice. Yes. So yeah, like there's a part of the handle of the weapon that like slots into the part on the hand here. Looks very interesting indeed. All right. Anyone has built the 30-minute sisters to Kierna Dyrith? No. Which one's that? It's that one that I've got here. I've got a few of those I need to catch up on too. But no, I don't have that one here. It's not one. I don't think so. I shook the hand while the gun was on it and it didn't come out. Well, there you go. I have to be a little bit careful when it comes to shaking stuff in the review. People will say, oh, he shakes kits. Nobody says that about me, but I have done it before. And I have seen people criticize other reviewers for doing that. But when I've done it, fortunately, nobody's complained about it. No. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to like shaking a kit in a review, I mean, obviously that's not like normal. What, I don't know what we call that, like wear and tear or whatever. It's not normal treatment of a kit, so it's not like the most conclusive way to say like whether a kit is stable or not if you're able to shake it and parts don't fall off, just because you're not meant to be shaking the kit. So I mean, like if you shake it and parts fall off, you can't say it's a flawed kit because I shook it and parts fell off. But it's more so, if you ever see me doing it, it's more so to prove the point of like, look how stable this is. I can even do this and it's not gonna fall off. If I did that and something did fall off, I wouldn't say, well, see, the kit's not good. I would just say, yeah, here, you know, if you shake it, stuff's gonna fall off. That's the norm. It's only if it doesn't fall off, then it's like exceptional, if that makes sense. I would expect parts to fall off if I'm shaking the kit around. Is the old MG Sazabi still available? Technically still available. I mean, it's not been like discontinued or anything by Bandai as far as I've seen. As in, so like it still is eligible to be reprinted. I don't know when's the last time it has been reprinted. As far as I know, it's been a while. But yeah, as far as I know, it's not officially discontinued, so Bandai will reprint it again at some point. But yeah, as far as I know, I think it has been a while, yeah. Not ever built it myself personally. I couldn't say if it's really worth your time or not, but you know, just because it's an older kit and just because we have the newer and undoubtedly, like, objectively much nicer Sazabi Ver.Ka, it doesn't mean the original Master Grade Sazabi is completely worthless. I mean, sure, there's still plenty cool stuff that you can do with the original MG. I really hope that Bandai will reprint any of, I think there's two, any of the old versions of the or 1.0 MG Gelgoog. I think there's two different, or three. Is there an MG Gato's Gelgoog that's like a standard release? I think that might be the third one. Anyway, any of the old 1.0 Gelgoog kits I would love to see get reprinted. They haven't been reprinted for a while either. And I was never really a fan of them just because they're old 1.0s, right? But then, like, the more I saw it in like old MOOCs and old like model books and magazines and stuff, more I thought it's actually a really cool looking mold, really, as far as older kits go. So I really want to check one out, but it needs to be reprinted because they're kind of hard to come by these days. Any of you guys have an old 1.0 Gelgoog kit kicking around that you might be interested in parting with? Let me know. But it'll be reprinted at some point, and when it is, I'll be there, ready to scoop one up. In the meantime, there's plenty of other stuff to build, so I'm fine with waiting. When it comes to stuff like that like waiting for a reprint, it's like there's more than enough to keep me occupied that I don't mind waiting. What is wrong with this part? How come it's not going on here? Okay, stop it right now. Just go on, please. There we go. Okay. The most difficult part of the Psycho Zaku is finding space for it. Yeah, that's a tricky one for sure. It's a big boy. And this, let's see, I didn't miss a part, did I? No, okay. That goes here and here. Here. And there. Bingo. Arms of the Master Grade Narrative Gundam C-Packs version Katoki are now complete. What do you guys think of that? So a little reference there for you guys, if any of you can place that one. I have come once again to ask who believes in the Biolarn supremacy. True. Yeah, I'm with you. I would love a Master Grade Biolarn, or even just an RE100. I would be very happy with. I would prefer it to be the Biolarn custom over the original Biolarn design. For me personally, that would be my preference, but any 100 scale Biolarn would be very cool. They made like, what is it, 5 different versions of the HG, so you'd think it's pretty popular. So we have the OG Biolarn, the Biolarn custom, the Biolarn Isolde, and the Biolarn 02, and the other color of the 02. So that's 6. Am I missing any? So at least 6 versions of the HG Biolarant. You would think it could make more. Man, that's a steal for $5. Wait, what's $5? What's $5? I don't know. Anyway, Bandai is too afraid of making such a powerful kit. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Like we were talking about on the live stream this morning, Adam and I, someone had some question. I don't remember exactly what the question was, but we were talking about how like there's so many different things that Bandai could make, and I mean, when it comes down to it, they can't make every kit. I mean, there's plenty of kits that would surely be successful, I guess is kind of the best way to put it. It's a lot of stuff that would be popular for sure. Like you could point to, I mean, like maybe the Biolarant's not the most popular thing in the world, but just for the example that we're talking about here, you could say that like the Biolarant is a design that would make for an incredibly popular release. And so why isn't Bandai making it? But there's so many different things that you could make that argument for. And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, Bandai can't make everything all at once at the same time. Like right now, everything. So, I mean, could they make more Gunpla stuff than what they are currently making? Yes. But Adam brought up the point that I will often bring up when discussing this issue as well, in that one of the things that has changed over the years, while it seems like Bandai is just making fewer and fewer master grades, one thing that you have to remember, while they are making fewer master grades, they are making a lot more just everything else. There's Ultraman kits, there's Kamen Rider kits, there's Pokemon kits, there's what else? 30 Minutes Missions, 30 Minute Sisters, all this different stuff that they make that they've always made kind of different various stuff. But if you think back to like 20 years ago, to like a time when we would get like 5, 6, 7 master grades in a year, there was not as much variety. I mean, I don't know, without looking back at exactly what Bandai was making at the time, but like as far as I can remember, there's not as much variety in terms of just the different stuff that Bandai was making. Like they were pretty much just sticking with Gunpla, as that was kind of like their main thing, and it's definitely still their main thing for sure, no doubt about that. But they definitely have a lot of different stuff that they make these days. Yu-Gi-Oh, yes. Everything else, all the Figure-Eye stuff, the Figure-Eye Standard stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, all these different properties. So they're casting a wide net, and without a doubt, you know, Bandai's making money hand over fist, so they're not hurting. So it's not like, oh, there's all this stuff that Bandai could make that would certainly make them a lot of money. Well, they're making plenty of money, so there's no problem there. The only thing is, like, yeah, there's always going to be stuff that we wish that they would make this or that kit or whatever. You know, what are you going to do? They make plenty of stuff. I've talked about this story before. I've brought it up many a times, but one very interesting thing that another modeler told me once was when I went and hung out with Sori Kim, who doesn't do a whole lot of modeling these days, at least not that I've seen. He focuses kind of more on his painting, like fine arts, like painting, not like model kit painting. But anyway, when I went and hung out with him and talked with him there, I asked him, I was like, is there any, like, what would be a particular mobile suit that you would want Bandai to make a model kit of? And his answer was something like, I don't really think about what I would like Bandai to make, just because they already make so many different fantastic kits, and many of them I've not ever even built. So there's a lot of, like, Bandai already makes, 200, 300, 400, whatever different kits. There's not really any point in like kind of spending too much time wishing and hoping for X kit or Y kit or whatever, or Bandai to make this or that. There's nothing wrong with that on the one hand, but on the other hand, I mean, just think about all the kits that Bandai does make that are available already that you've not built, and surely there's plenty of stuff. It's not like, well, I've built everything that Bandai has to offer, and now I'm just waiting around for them to build this or that or whatever. Undoubtedly, there's a lot of great stuff that is available that you could make in the meantime. So I don't think that anyone's dying of boredom, of model kit boredom, basically. Bandai make a card training game and it's blowing up. Oh, that's not something that I would be into. So another thing you guys may or may not be aware of with this kit is that you can make it up as the beam rifle for the narrative Gundam, or you can make it as the beam rifle for the Jagan, which, okay, cool. I don't know who's going to do that, but someone is, and I wish them well. But yeah, you can make this, and it's basically just like a slightly, the main difference is the parts on the top are different, and also the barrel is shorter barrel, and it doesn't have the same camera on the top. Speaking of that, I have a clear part for that. For the Jagan version beam rifle. What happened? Battery exhausted. Give me a break. All right, hang on a second. I'll change that battery out. Just a moment, please. In the meantime, just going to change this. Hello, me on the big screen. For the moment, while I go change that battery, just a second. It's really solidifying the point that the narrative stole all of its equipment. Yeah, couldn't even afford its own rifle. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so these parts here, how does this fit in there? Oh my gosh, this part is tiny. There we go. Yeah. So that's there. Like that. So this is a part that you would use if you're making the Jagan beam rifle. That. That. And this camera part here as well. Oof, I'm gonna need the nippers here for this one. Just a second. I always leave a little bit, like, big chunk of the gate, like almost like a chunk of the runner attached to like these little tiny clear parts, just so that they're not so easily lost while they're just like in the box here. Wouldn't want anything to go missing. So the narrative Gundam can also mount the new Gundam parts. Is that true? Interesting. I did not know that. Not entirely sure why you would want to, but okay. Why not? Well, okay. Cool. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, you guys can't see it. I was holding it like this for you guys to see, and I dropped a little piece there, which I think is a part for the Jagan beam rifle right? No, it's not. It's a good thing I found that. This is part of the shield. Let me change that battery so you guys can see what's going on here. Seeing a picture of the narrative Ver.Ka with the entire heavy weapon system attached. Oh, that would be cool. That's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought about that. I'm sure that's a little bit more of an involved kit bash, but that would certainly be interesting. All right. I'm gonna have to think about that because I think I do have a heavy weapon system set just laying around, and that could make for something interesting. Okay. Yeah, so here's the beam rifle. It's cool. I like this beam rifle design a lot. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use it, but I will hang on to it for the moment. And I think that's it for the Jagan beam rifle parts. There's a different part for the barrel tip, which I don't even see. It's around here somewhere, in theory. Although I don't know where, but I don't really need it, so if I can't locate it at the moment, that's fine. So for right now, let's put this part on here. Put the shield together anyway. I do like how this is basically like part of a Jagan's shield here, this part. And then you have like a part of like the unicorn shield that kind of goes over the top of that, right? It's very interesting. So this part goes on here first, and then in here, right there, like that. And then like that. And connection piece is on here. Now, one thing I was like, the heavy weapon, the use of the heavy weapon system is a really interesting idea. I'm gonna look into for this guy. But actually, one thing that I was considering was using the Armed Armor DE shield with this, actually, because I do have a Bandai Armed Armor DE shield set that I could use with this. An official one, yes. So it's an older set, but I do have one. That, again, it's like just kind of sitting around, and I think it would look good with this one, so I might as well use that. It'd be pretty cool. And can use the, well, maybe not, I don't know. Could use the new Psycho Frame parts, possibly, or maybe not, I don't know. I have to think about it. But this one, let's see. This goes here. So for right now, I'm using the obviously inactive. Oh, or am I? Wait a minute. Wait, what? How do I have this on here? Like backwards and or upside down? There we go. The inactive Psycho Frame parts here for the shield for the time being. Why make a new kit if I can reuse the current mold? Well, whoa. Oh, there we go. Why make a new kit when you can reuse the current mold? Well, the easy answer is because to save money. I just wish it came with the blue Psycho Frame as well. That'll be a upcoming Premium Bandai exclusive. So here's our shield with the inactive Psycho Frame parts on that. So like I said, that's how I'm going to use it for the time being. Interestingly, then from that point, you don't actually build the connection part for the shield until after it goes through the transformation. So you transform the Gundam, and then it's back here where we're actually making the connection part. So this one's like that. And how does this go? Okay. Oh, interesting. Get on there. It's too tight. But ultimately, I do have that part on there, right? Okay. And this fits onto here. So this is our connection piece for the shield. So I'll have to see how easily that is usable with, oh, there's that part for the Jagan beam rifle. What's this other part? This other part is for the beam sabers. You can attach the beam sabers onto the back skirt here, if not using them on the backpack. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well the Armored Armor DE shield parts can fit onto here, or how much modification is going to be required to use the Armored Armor DE shield with this. But there's our connection part, like that. And that just goes on there like that. And that's going to fit onto the arm, like so. Okay. So we can set that to the side. And we should probably build the legs next. We are actually kind of running out of time, so I don't think I'm going to finish this here today. Uh-oh. Actually, we may just leave it there. I may just kind of end the stream here for now, and then maybe... so do you guys want to see the rest of the build, as in the legs and waist and backpack section, as another live stream? Why am I so tiny up in the corner there? Plam Evo said, yeah, the legs are pretty complex. Yeah, I do kind of, I get that sense there. So do you guys want to see another, like, the rest of this build finished by live stream, or are you guys cool with me just finishing off live stream and then just like waiting for the video of it later? What would you guys like to see? Would you like to see the rest of it on live stream? Yes? Then you have to wait until Tuesday. Let me know. Speak now, or your opinion will not be considered. Let me know, because I can pretty much just like leave this here right now, and then see, UC Zeta also said live stream. So I just leave this here and then just basically finish this. It would be like Tuesday morning, probably. So it's cool with me if you guys are cool with that. That works for me, because I don't really need to do anything with this between now and then. So okay, so yeah, fair enough. We'll finish this on a live stream. It'd be like Tuesday morning, I think. Probably not Tuesday afternoon, but possibly more likely Tuesday in the AM, if you guys are okay with that. And again, if you don't see the stream live, you can always check it out later on. You can just watch the playback of it. But okay, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, because I do have a couple other things to wrap up here before I leave my office for the day and then for the weekend. But as always, guys, thanks for hanging out for today. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take some other questions, but actually gotta run. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and I wish you guys a happy weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday. Okay, all right, bye.